mechanical engineer, for our profession, and for our organization, the PSME. You have sown us as seeds, scattered here and abroad as PSME engineers, humble planners, designers, and builders of all things mechanical, our proud testament to the glory of your creation. We bring before you the fruits of our profession, forged by the fire and burning passion of the PSME mission. Professionalism, to help us maintain the integrity of the engineering profession. Please keep our hearts true to the highest ethical principles of our field. Service, to enable us to contribute to the enhancement of science and technology. We pray for all Filipino mechanical engineers to work together as one in shaping the economic growth of our country. Motivation, to uplift the engineering profession. Please help us promote fellowship and cooperation among all Filipino mechanical engineers and to instill nationalism among PSME members. Excellence, to enable us to become outstanding PSME members. We pray for all Filipino mechanical engineers to actively contribute to the advancement of the profession, to be recognized globally as we develop the talents you have given us. Help us to provide sustainability to the changing world. May the PSME bring together all Filipino mechanical engineers, and as one, stand united as beacons of strength and stability to the world. All this we pray through you, our Heavenly Father, forever and ever. Amen. PSME Creed. We, the mechanical engineers of the Philippines, conscious of our responsibilities to God, our country, and fellow men, affirming our adherence to the Code of Ethics for Mechanical Engineers, desirous in participating and contributing in the social, economic, and industrial growth of our country, determined to support one organization that shall embrace the mechanical engineering profession, have resolved to unite to accomplish these aims by constituting a national organization of mechanical engineers. PSME Core Values. I am a person of integrity. I act with honesty, transparency, and accountability. I do the right things the right way. I maintain professionalism at all times with high respect for others, observing proper conduct, following the code of ethics, honoring commitments, and acting fairly and with dignity. I strive for excellence, thereby achieving the highest standard of performance in all my undertakings. I internalize teamwork. I act with sense of urgency, mindful of entrepreneurial spirit, and work with unity, cooperation, collaboration, synergy, and convergence towards a common goal. I exercise leadership with humility and characterized by stewardship. I lead by example, walk the talk, and celebrate success as owned by all the members of the team. I embody concern for stakeholders, especially the welfare of our members, employees, and all we work for, and those who work for us. I am an integral part of a resilient, nationalistic, and God-fearing organization. I weather the odds and implore peace, harmony, kindness, good work, love of country, and social responsibility.
Hi, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of PSME Flashpoint. So I hope everyone had a meaningful and restful Holy Week, no? So back to back na naman tayo once again. I am your host, Yvonne Malikdan, Teen for short, and tonight we're going to be discussing a topic that is more important than ever, which is the ethics of engineering, balancing technical innovation with social responsibility. So as we all know, engineers, mechanical engineers rather, so we play a crucial role in shaping the world we live in right now, from the design of buildings and infrastructure to the development in shaping the world of new technologies and transform the way how we live and work. And with great power comes great responsibility. So tonight we'll be exploring with our guest how usually mechanical engineers can balance technical innovation with social responsibility responsibility to ensure that their work benefits society in a responsible and sustainable way. So joining me tonight are two experts who bring a wealth of experience and insight to this topic. First, we have engineer Siegfried G. Sia, our PSME 2023 National Secretary.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yes, hi Sir Sig. Also joining us tonight is Engineer Ransom Espirote, a past PSME National Board Officer and former PSME Certification Committee Chairman. So I'm thrilled to have both of you here with me tonight to discuss this thought-provoking topic, and later on you will share your insights on this issue. But first of all, let's get started and have some quick introduction with our guests.
Hello, good evening to all. Evening to all of those who are with us tonight. It's been a long time that we are away from platform because of so many commitments. But now, with the persistence of our technical division, we are here and to share also what we could share to all of you. And in fact, I have invited my students on this group. I believe that they are there listening. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Ransom. So later we'll hear more from you. But first, let's also hear from our guest, Sir Sieg. Hi, Sir Sieg. Thank you also for gracing us tonight, no?
Yes, good evening, Miss Yvonne. No? It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening, especially with Sir Ransom, who happens to be also our chair in the National Ethics Committee. By the way, I have been with PSME for quite a number of years, and with the exposure in working with the national board, I could see a lot of things are happening, and the different disciplines that each member has been practicing is very heartwarming because we learn a lot, no, as we interact with each one of us. No, and now this evening's Flashpoint, I just hope we could be able to discuss some issues that is very much relevant in today's technology, where the mechanical engineers are very much involved. No? So thank you for inviting me, and I hope we can have a very fruitful discussion this evening.
Yes, thank you to the both of you. So in light of that, no, na kickstart na right away yung ating discussion. So maybe let's start with a simple question. So what role do you think professional organizations, especially like our organization, the PSME, should play in promoting ethical engineering practices? Yes, Sir Sid?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was hoping as Ransom would be the first to answer because he has a good exposure, no, in his work abroad. No, he has served several years abroad. So, in terms of technology, he has far more exposure to the mechanical engineering and even other disciplines. So, I would like to give this opportunity to Sir Ransom, no, for opening.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair Sigfred. In fact, in not only in professional organization, but in every company, there must be supposed to be a social responsibility. In fact, it is not just only an ordinary social responsibility. We call it a corporate social responsibility, meaning it is for the whole company. If you happen to work, for example, in our company, every innovation, everything that is being done in the process or invention or improvement, there must be a consideration to a corporate social responsibility. Example of that, we just follow it. Like, for example, the no smoking policy. We have just experienced it before in the airline, in the airport, and then later on in our company, in major offices. And after that, it is already being required in all plants, in all offices, and in all places where the company has an influence. And I could see also here now in the Philippines, there are so many towns now and cities that developing their own guidelines, ordinances in order to impose a no smoking policy, which is a corporate social responsibility for that regards. So meaning, the question is about the professional organization. In this particular question is the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. I think our framers since before of our own mission, our own vision, and our constitution and bylaws, they have also considered that there must be a balance between technical innovation and social responsibility. It is not only that because of technology, we could improve, we could innovate something without giving emphasis to our social responsibility. Later on, we will relate that to some other things that we are doing, recognizing the responsibility of the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sir Ransom. No? So, on top of this, you have mentioned the corporate social responsibility. So, as an extension of this concept, can you share an example or a project you've been rather where you had to balance the technical innovation with social responsibility?
Okay, let's say in mechanical engineering, we are, of course, it's already been there, the usage of refrigerants in HVAC, which we know are causing a climate change. And then with that, although it might be, for me, it might be too late because we have just started to plant trees to compensate for the one that we have lost in the environment. Before, when we don't know this responsibility, this social responsibility, this corporate responsibility, to be honest with you, before when I'm young, I used to buy fuels in form of wood. That wood is being sold to different sugar central as a means of fuel, and then without realizing that later on I am a factor, I am a part of those method that we have adopted that could the cause of cutting of the trees because at that time we don't even know that we are that methods of cutting trees will be the causes of floods, will be also the causes of so many imbalance in the environment. So right now, if you could observe this year, PSME are targeting to plant 10,000 trees. So with part of that responsibility that we have here in PSME Panay tomorrow, coincidentally, we will be planting around 400 trees as our part in this program of PSME. So, meaning we realized that we have now to return to the nature, the things that we have also caused before. Until the time that we have experienced these things, then we could not realize that there are big things that we need to do to cope up with our social responsibility. So currently, I believe in every design, in every improvement that we have, we could think our social responsibility. Our social responsibility does not end there. In fact, the social responsibility is to feed the people is our social responsibility. That is where in last week, I think your topic is about this modernized jeepney, wherein that is an improvement, innovation. But then we might we need to think that we have something that could compensate for those drivers that may be losing their income. So that to feed them is also our social responsibility. So that is the balance of an upgrade of a technical innovation versus with a social responsibility. So I think Vice Chairman Siegfried could add on that.
Yes, thank you, Sir Ransom. I am also very much exposed in logistics, no, because that's also my area of expertise. No. And in our company, multinational company, had to uh, consider improving its handling system. So in the past, when it was just handling the products on per case basis, it was an innovation to consider unit loading. So instead of per case handling, you unitize the cargo, and in that effect, we would be needing some improvements in terms of cargo handling facility. No? So one of that is really the pallet. No? When preparing a pallet or making a pallet, wooden pallet to start with, we also need labor and we need manpower and equipment to provide these pallets in such number. No? So as part of the corporate social responsibility, we develop the community that surrounds us, no, to be given the opportunity to earn, and we're even able to make efficient processes of uh, building the platforms, the pallets for use in the production and in the handling of the products. No? So that is where initially the company will take a look at their processes. When they do innovations, they also consider how these innovations could impact the community that surrounds them. So that's one of the things that I have experienced in my logistics encounter. Yes, Miss Yvonne.
Yeah, so thank you, Sir Sig and Sir Ransom. So, we're actually quite learning a lot, no? And hearing those examples from the both of you, we can see here that, especially now with the vast or recent developments in the industry, we are really, or companies are really incorporating a lot of ethical considerations, especially in the engineering design process. So, with these trends in our practices right now, what do you find particularly promising or concerning also? No.
Uh, Actually, if we look with our profession in mechanical engineering, there are so many things that we need to improve uh, because when it comes to digitization, we are still far from that. And even how we educate our people, people are still reverting to their previous way. For example, even there in PSME office, I believe if you could only track down the number of papers that you are using every day, there, right there in PSME office, then uh, it will be amounting. We are not even only after for the money, but we are after for the number of trees that being cut. In our company before, the already, if not all, at least in the beginning, 50% of all the process should be through computer, through online. But then we Filipinos have the habit, even we have already that copy digitally, we still print it. Not only one copy, two copies, three copies, four copies, for the purpose of seeing that we could preserve it for future references. So that is the thing that for me, we need to change the mindset of our people, of our members, that if we send this communication for to them, for example, National Secretary Sigrid said there is a chapter president's meeting afterwards. If there are some circular, if there are some memoranda that is being made, don't encourage to that you will print it. But this is the habit of Filipinos to be sure that they have the copy. So they produce this without realizing that this will require more trees to be cut in order to make a paper, unless later on with the technology that we could produce paper not using the trees, we might revert to the process of using grasses, no? That we use as a paper instead of trees. So in that, we could feel that at the beginning of anything that we are doing, we already assume the responsibility. As a professional, we are obliged. Of course, for mechanical engineering, we have code of ethics for mechanical engineers that there is a probation that we need to include all of these things with respect to our clients, with respect to our uh, community, and with respect to our country. So that is where we could help, that we could not only on the invention, but rather on the new things that is coming in, is to correlate that one in social responsibility, that every time that you are attempting to print a paper, you will remember that it is related to the cutting of trees. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for that, Sir Ransom. So, having said that, no, that is true. And since we're talking about that there are really instances where we have clients or even employees who may prioritize po talaga yung mga profit or efficiency over social responsibility. Um, how can we manage this po kaya so that engineers can navigate yung mga considerations no sa code of ethics natin, especially when working right now, because as mentioned, there are a lot of developments po talaga sa industry.
Yeah, I could probably pitch in along that line. No? First and foremost, mechanical engineers are involved in a lot of things. No, at present, anything that moves, a mechanical engineer is involved now. Now, with the advent of technology, we would say that at the lower level, we are using robots to do things, no, to make things efficient, to cut cost, and there is now that dilemma of seeing to it that there is no discrimination, no, in terms of use of manpower, because you now have the robots. Then you discriminate the labor, no, because uh, using robots would be more efficient, and bring it up higher pag yun, no? Higher pag yun, we already tend to use artificial intelligence, no? When we do that, we are also using vast information, and when we talk of information, you even have to provide the information about individuals in terms of individuals' preferences, use, etc., so that artificial intelligence will be effective in its purpose. No, so that dilemma of ensuring that technology will not just step on the human aspect, no, as far as social responsibility is concerned, we have with us in mechanical engineers the code of ethics. In other disciplines, they have the ethical standards that we need to observe, so that rights and privileges of human beings are ensured, that this is not trampled. No? And then in terms of transparency or probably predictability of these robots or the artificial intelligent equipments is understood by everyone, dapat it could be explained. No? So so many things has to be defined, and right now we are treading into a very thin line between going towards pure intelligent artificial, and then considering human nature. No? So that's true. Tama yung sinabi ni Sir Ransom. PSME has its code of ethics, while even the community that's programming these robots, they also have their code ethics. No? What are the codes that you should put into the minds, the brains of this artificial intelligence? No? So it should not be biased, it should not be discriminating, and it should be able to, we should be able to control, no, these equipments, no, these machines. So yun lang muna, Miss Yvonne. No? That's how I look at the dilemma between technology and the social responsibility.
Thank you for that, Sir Signal. So actually, it's really a common issue or a hot topic right now. Especially with the use of AIs and the utilization of robots. While it may have increased the efficiency and productivity, it really did lead to job displacement as well. No, for some countries who are using that, and could have caused also a negative impact on communities, especially those individuals who rely on those jobs. So as such, it is really important for the engineers and companies. I say to consider this social implications on innovations. But the question here is that how do engineers ensure that these key ethical challenges they are facing today would probably explore mitigating this potential negative impacts on them, and more on promoting the adoption of the ethical standards as mentioned earlier.
Okay, thank you. As you said, this code ethics for mechanical engineers, some people think it was just adopted, it was just new with the promulgation of Republic Act 8495. In fact, it is not. Since then, in Commonwealth Act 294, it was already these code of standards, of ethical standards, are already been there. It was just been adopted by the board to be included uh, and also to be explained further or to be implemented further in 1998 as a code of ethics for mechanical engineers. So meaning, if you could observe, in our constitution and bylaws of PSME, it is a part, in fact, National Secretary Segred is chairman of that CBL before, wherein when we developed that policy manual, it was moved and adopted that this code of ethics for mechanical engineers will be there. However, it is not enough. There is a need to campaign to explain because many engineers are just read it in passing without even trying to understand the impact of that. Of course, for the students, they are reading it right now because it is a part of the board examination as a subject and also a part of the in examination. So that is why they are reading it. But in after that, those practitioners sometimes they are not doing it because they thought that they know it already. And other than that, the company they have their own standards that are being implemented. Although so far all companies are when it comes to ethics, no, they are just following the same because ethics are sometimes related to all kind of profession, wherein what we are doing every day, we need to think that the first question whether are others will benefit from it, are these procedures will not make a problem to others. So that is the thing. When the question is how we could do that. So for me, because I'm an educator, it is more on educating people. We need to educate more the people about this, about the social responsibility. People are more only on the benefits and real. This is only after when they experience the effect that is the time that they could correct it. I think we learned from the inventor of dynamite, wherein uh, uh, Nobel, he has no purpose to damage the environment. What his main intention is to help so that in the construction of the road, it would be easy. When you use dynamite in constructing the road, then it will be faster. Instead, if you use a bulldozer, you don't even know that later on it will be used by other people in fishing, which is will distract the sea or the fish in the sea. So, meaning in that example, he corrected it later on by all of those award that he got, those income, even until now. The reward that is receiving by Nobel Prize winner is coming from the fund, which is the product of his invention, which is dynamite. But then it will not solve the purpose. There are still many people are using the dynamite. There are still many people that are using it in other purpose rather than the main purpose to expedite the work which is related to engineering. What I would like to see that it should be a inform our engineers that in any design, in any innovation that we would like to have their mind, you would always consider the effect in the environment, the effect on the people, what will be happening to the job of other people, what will be the result. So with that, if we have to explain it to them, then the little by little, we could relate the ethics to the social responsibility. When we see responsibility, the engineer himself will know that it is his responsibility, not is his boss, not to the other company, but it is himself, his own responsibility. And if we could go with the other practices of other companies, when something good happened, that is for all. But also when bad happened, that is also for all. So it means if bad things happen, that is your responsibility. You are accountable for that. So when we don't want to say that everybody will be afraid because there is a rules, there's a law, there is a guidelines, there's a procedures, but rather we are saying that we will could make use this code of ethics as a guide so that anything that we are doing, we know that there is an equivalent responsibility and accountability on that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for that wonderful answer, Sir Ransom. I totally agree with you. Everyone needs, everyone of us really needs to have that accountability and consideration, especially now. We're not just talking about purely technologies advancements, but we also have to consider the environment that we are living in, and so there will really be a time that some of us, especially those who are working, had to make some difficult ethical decisions in their work, right? Just to say achieve a project or anything that could cause some negative impacts on the society. But on the other hand, they had to be socially responsible as well. So with the accountability, how do you think can training programs or say even the schools better equip like us individuals with the knowledge and skills to balance this technical innovation with social responsibility? Of course, let's hear it also from Sir Sig, as I'm pretty sure he knows the right answer for this one.
Yeah, okay. Sige, thank you for that opportunity again to share. No? First and foremost, it's really related to the information that we provide to everyone, no? That the knowledge that there's such a need. No? And the academe is right on the track, no? Of bringing or improving the curriculum to include such subjects that would also touch environment, that would touch technology and its responsibility with the environment, the social responsibility, etc. And even this year, no, I would also say the organization, the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, has embarked into an initiative, the Green Initiative, that touches all the bases. No, it touches the the human nature, it touches the environment, it touches the organization, it touches how we run politics or whatever. No? So I could see that we are doing our best, no? And I would even say the different champions have been doing their best now over the last 3 months, bringing up programs that would help everyone understand and make that decision, the dilemma of making a decision easier. No? So this time, I think Sir Ransom will also confirm that we are in a better position to make such a decision to protect our environment and be socially responsible.
Thank you. To add on that, if you observe, even before, perhaps because it is already there, even in our own laws, we have the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, but uh, forcing us to observe, following the rules, and in return, if we will not follow, we will be given a penalty. I would like to share this, what we have done in our company before, because we focus on the accident on the road for the students. We have that, we have tried that one, the penalty. And after quite some few years, there is no change in the number of accidents that happen because we are giving penalty to violators. Then the company thought of reversing it. Instead of penalty, giving rewards to those who have not violated. No? I don't know if we have the capacity to do that. But here, even in the LTO, there is now a reward. If you have no violation, your driver's license will be good for 10 years. If you have violation, your driver's license will be only for 5 years. So, meaning, in observing this ethics that we have, if we could give a reward to the people who are uh, following rather than giving punishment to violators, then we could think that is on the other side. This is on the positive side. Right now, in the road, you could see that there are so many. The purpose of traffic enforcer there is to catch the violators. In fact, intentionally to catch the violators. And then there are some allegations that there is a corresponding penalty, but not directly going to the treasury of the country. So, meaning, when going back now, we are discussing it as a part of compliance to our code of ethics. We need to have it, as I always mention, that every member should know that there is such code of ethics that we need to follow. And then let us, instead of penalizing them of not following, let us give them some rewards or acknowledgement that because that they have following the code of ethics. So it is more on positive side. As they said, sometimes we are used with the previous method, but we don't know which one is effective until we try it. In the same way, also in mechanical engineering, we tried so many things since before, and we are contented on it. We are not even trying those things which is supposed to be. That is the reason why these words came out, that we need to think things which is out of the box, the things that other people are not thinking. So with that, if we could start on that, then we could see that we are going towards that direction. But don't be afraid. It does not mean that because I'm the chairman of the ethics committee, we will just implement it without studying it more. No, as we said, it's been there for so long. But then everything is subject for improvement because the time itself, if the time is the one which requires that anything could be improved or could be changed, the same thing also with the roles. The same thing also of those things that has been there. Our framers of that before, they make it without thinking or without anticipating the things that have to come. No? So they not include it there, the things that have not yet seen before. But then now that we are experiencing it, we could use it as a reason to think more, to use that one as a vehicle that innovation, as we said, need to be balanced with social responsibility. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Sir Ransom. Actually, with what you have just said, it almost wraps up now our discussion because I think that's one of the greatest implementation right now, that there are incentives and rewards being given po talaga for ethical considerations, as what you have just sampled earlier with the LTO, and I totally agree. And I actually think that with this reward system, it really influence the individual to improve or to know more of the ethical considerations of the law, the standards and the practices. And so it will also be a signal for everyone there to prioritize it for the industry to move forward, especially now with the competing demands of innovation and safety. Hopefully, we can see a future talaga that when it comes to this kind of considerations and engineering and innovation, engineers are really aware, no, of this codes, especially starting from those engineering students up to the young professionals. And with that, for our last question, maybe I'll just leave it for the both of you. What advice do you have for our young engineers who have just started their careers and want to make a positive impact on society through their work? So, what can you share that is more relatable for them, that is not usually acquired from their school?
Um,
Okay, thank you.
yes, Sir Ransom. Yes, proceed.
20 years ago, when I'm still there in Saudi Arabia, the problem, not only by the company, but by the whole world, is waste management. Until now, it is still the same, waste management. There are so many challenges, there are so many inventions, but yet it, they have not yet invented something that could reduce the waste. In fact, the waste is becoming more and more. And advanced countries, if you know in the past, because of they are already so advanced, but their waste they could not dispose it. That is why they dispose it here in the Philippines. So for young engineers, my advice, if you are just starting to work, think, think things that will happen 20 years after, so that from there you could think if what are the things that you need to do, and then connect that with the social responsibility, that everything that you plan in your drawing plan, in your proposal, always make it a point that you are also not only an engineer, but you have a responsibility to solve those problems that may affect others. So that is because the things that you are doing right now is just natural. But if you think 20 years up there and make that solution, then you from the start you will have a good start. As we said, for me, 20 years ago, I already knows about this, but then until now, those things has not been there to be the solution. In fact, I know that there are some other advanced countries who are already introducing this to the Philippines. They are in fact in every town now. The solid waste management, they are being contracted by foreign countries. Until now, I could not also answer why it is not being developed here, no, here in the Philippines. So for me, always think that you are not only an engineer that will design or innovate or invent new things, but you are a human being that need to consider and assume the responsibility and accountability not only for your fellow engineers but for your future Filipinos. Thank you.
Yes, that's a very good closure. No, I myself, I would like to advise the young engineers, especially the new ones whom we just had inducted. No, the 1,000 new members. No, it's an opportunity for you to learn from the guys who have been there. Sir Ransom has been there. So many from the PSME, our colleagues who are full and they have the wealth of experience that you could learn from them. You don't have to reinvent. You listen to the elders. You listen to your mentors, no, the past presidents, the officers who were exposed abroad, etc., and learn from them. Now, the next step would be is try your best to be part of the decision makers. Because right now in the government, well, it's true that we mechanical engineers knew right from the start that this is the technology that should serve or that should help in the waste management, but our decision makers do not understand because they are not as technical as we are, and we could have been part of their team and make such a decision easier for them to adapt and accept that these are the technologies that should be implemented. No? So for the young engineers, I'm very happy that you pursued and become a member of PSME and join us, be active as an officer and learn how to become a true cold-blooded mechanical engineer who looks after the environment. Thank you very much, Ms. Yvonne and Sir Ransom.
Yes, all
Thank
right.
you.
Once again, thank you so much to Sir Sig and of course to Sir Ransom. So I hope this has been an eye-opening conversation for everyone, to all our viewers, Facebook and YouTube. So I'd like to give a quick shout out lang po before we totally end this. So good PM also to Sir Jordan Quijano Almacan. So he's watching from Leyte province. Blessed evening to our guest from Sir Jom de Gia. Nice topic po. Okay. Also watching us is Pres Justoni Basmayor. Hi, good evening, Sir Justoni. Also a comment, more post pa po sa YouTube account nyo. Yan. Also regards to Sir Augie de Guzman. Hi, Sir Augie. I'm watching right now through FB. Thank you. Okay, again, thank you so much to all of our viewers. That ends our Flashpoint episode tonight. Remember, as engineers, this will be your take home. So, as they have mentioned, now Sir Sig and Sir Ransom, they have clearly emphasized that engineers, we play a crucial role in ensuring that our work is not only technically excellent, but we also contribute to the betterment of our society. Okay, and for all our young engineers right now who are now newly members of PSME, hopefully we are able to guide you and help you in promoting these ethical behaviors in engineering and innovations, and also for the environment. So thank you for our guest for sharing these valuable insights with us. Stay tuned for more informative episodes from the PSME Flashpoint. You may check out our PSME Facebook page. So this has been your host, Team, signing off.
Thank you.